have a secret to tell you guys. I'm a big fan of the TV show Euphoria. Yeah, it's like the best show on TV right now, kinda hands down. People like to say it's unrealistic, it's so soapy, it's over the top. Let me tell you, my high school experience was essentially identical to Rue Bennett's. So what am I gonna do about it? Well, this is a fashion channel after all, so I'm gonna play a little game of dress up just as every manly man does. And the character we're gonna be starting with is Maddie. That's a complete lie. I do not have nearly the wardrobe to pull off those kinds of looks.
Maddie, get out of here.
So what do we do then? Well, I feel like the safest number to go with is 4. 4 is the loneliest number, as the Beatles famously said. We have got Rue, Jules, Fezco, and the new addition to the cast, Elliot. So let's dive in and put some looks together with this Euphoria inspo. I've got to never say that word again. Inspo? What is that even? We're not on Instagram, we're on YouTube. Inspiration. We'll say the full word here. All right, let's get into it. Yo. Before we get too much further, subscribe to the channel. I make tons of luxury and streetwear content. And also, if you're looking for deals on luxury and streetwear, check the description. I've got some of the best sites with all authentic stuff. Check it out. All right, first up is the star of the show, Rue. And I kind of have a feeling this one is going to be the easiest of the bunch for me because she kind of has, her and Elliot have the styles that are most similar to my own, I would say. You've got some fun, like, colorful looks like this. I have some shirts that would work really well for this. And otherwise, she goes for kind of like vintage, oversized. The pants are often a bit cropped, I would say. And last but not least, she wears this hoodie a lot. That was her dad's hoodie, if I'm not mistaken. I like this t-shirt. Nice. You'll also notice a lot of earthy tones and stuff like that, which, I mean, I kind of go for. Sometimes I go for more pastels, but I definitely have a lot of this kind of stuff in my closet. So the look we're kind of basing ourselves on here today is a look kind of like this. You've got that iconic hoodie that she's always wearing. This is actually, I believe, a Hanes hoodie. She wears a lot of Aries as well. Oversized t-shirt underneath. She wears Converse pretty much all the time. Like, let's zoom in there. Just some classic Chuck Taylors. So I think we can throw together a pretty good look here. All right, we've got a blank hanger here in need of being filled. And we start with little Miss Rue Bennett, everyone's favorite drug addict. Things are going real well for her lately. So first off, we gotta get like our version of that iconic zip-up sweatshirt that she's always wearing. And for this one, I think I got it. So this is an old zip-up hoodie from Raf by Raf Simons. Zip-up as well, like a dark green color, and also for a little bit of a pop, it's got this crazy, like luminescent, I don't know what you call it, like leopard hood, also zips off that hood. It's actually a really cool piece. I think people kind of underrate Raf by Raf Simons because it's not like Raf mainline. So there is our hoodie. That's, I think, the most important part. For t-shirt, I thought about this a lot, and I decided to go with this like cool tie-dye etude shirt. It's really more for the color story more than anything else, but we also see in some of those reference pictures that she is wearing like tie-dye Aries stuff. It's a bit oversized, so I think this will really do the job, and again, work with those colors super well. And now the rest of this look, you may be surprised, but we're kind of going hard into some Rick Owens here. She doesn't seem to wear much or any Rick on the show, but she does wear cropped stuff a lot. So we've got this like brown, dirty gray pair of drawstring Astaire cropped trousers. These are gonna go so well with this look. I love these things so much. I wear them all the time. They've got like a pleat going down the center. Oof, yeah. Look at the colors we're working with already. I love it. So earthy. It's so Rue. And last but not least, we're going turbo with the Rick Owens Turbo Darks. They've got that square toe. She is always wearing high top black and white Converse. Not something I have in the closet, but I do have the Rick Owens, and we're already doing the Rick Owens pants. So why the hell not? I think we got it here, you guys. I think we got it nailed. Let's throw these on and see what happens.
I feel like this is a turning point.
All right, let's have a little talk about Rue here, but also a talk about me, because I suddenly feel an overwhelming need to do an absurd amount of heroin. And not just like a bag or a couple bags of heroin. I want to do a McDonald's large fry containers worth of hard drugs. And then just also disappoint everybody I love. That's what I'm feeling right now in these clothing garment pieces. So how do I feel about the decision to deck Rue out in a bunch of Rick? Again, it's not a vibe that she goes for often, but the right Rick pieces in this case, listen, Rick has been ripping off Converse for longer than I've been alive, most likely. That's not true, but I wish I was younger in that sense. And also, just the color story of these pants and the crop, I think, is absolutely perfect. The hoodie is definitely a step above. It's a little bit fashionized compared to her usual hoodie. Hers is supposed to be a memento. It's supposed to be nostalgic. It's not supposed to be fashionable, but it is kind of a fashion moment in and of itself. So what is the suggestion, and what do you do if you want to become the Rue, if you want to become one with the Rue? Well, there's a few things to keep in mind here. First of all, oversized, kind of androgynous / genderless fits. Rue is not wearing the skin-tight stuff that Maddie is, so keep it a bit oversized, a little bit boxy, a little bit flowy. Also, stick to those darker, earthier colors, or if you're not, maybe go for like a vintage graphic t-shirt. Those are the two vibes that she seems to play in the most. Then stick with a kind of like cropped pant or slacks of some kind. And finally, I don't think you can put together any kind of Rue fit without some Converse or just some black and white Chuck Taylor-esque shoes. I think that's kind of critical. Next up, I think, is definitely the hardest of the bunch, and that is Jules, the other female character. So we're, in a way, kind of starting with the hardest ones first, because most of what I have is menswear. Rue, that's not as much of an issue because she's wearing very like unisex, androgynous, oversized stuff in darker colors, but Jules is much more feminine. You've got a lot more skin showing here, some stuff that's a bit tighter and more skin tight, knits and pastels and things like that, but also a little bit of a rock and roll vibe too sometimes, which is much more up my alley, I feel like. So what we do know about Jules is feminine, pinks, purples, lighter blues, stuff like that for the clothing. And she really likes chunkers for the shoes. Big white lace-up boots, chunky like Docs, stuff like that. I think I've even seen some Margiela tabbies in here. That may be her personally. Yeah, Hunter Schafer rocked the Margiela tabby boots as well. So that's gonna be, I definitely got some chunky stuff, but I don't have like big white boots either. So let's see what we can throw together here. All right, we're back to our blank hanger, and we are now doing Jules. As I mentioned, this was the hardest one for me to pull off. I actually really like her style, but it's also probably the furthest from what I just have ready to go in my closet. But I think I kind of pulled out a wild one here. So for the top, remember how I mentioned she was really into like pinks and purples and also cropped stuff, things like that? Well, I happen to have, this is kind of an outlier in my wardrobe, but we have got this kind of like tie-dye, tritone, cropped sweatshirt from Eckhouse Lotta with these raglan sleeves. They're actually a really cool brand, totally unisex, but this like feels quite Jules to me. I'm excited about that. For the pants, I want to keep the color train going. These are easily the wildest pants I have. They are the Issies. These are the like paint splattered blue and pink pleated trousers from Issey Miyake. Take a look at these things. Those are so sick. Again, not very me personally. Like the color and the splatter is not totally my style, but for a video like this, I'm super glad I have them. Next, we're gonna move on to the shoes. And remember, she likes kind of like retro chunky stuff. Well, we have these awesome, super chunky suede pink sneakers from 80s. Awesome brand. These shoes are incredible. They're called the Odessa sneakers. I wear these all the time. I really, really love them. And definitely I saved the craziest for last because our outerwear piece is going to be, I don't even know if I'm going to be able to hang this up. Oh, our pants fell down. Okay, this is a zip up, slightly cropped hoodie, faux fur from Amiri, kind of like faux monkey fur. I love this thing to death. I love it so, so much. I don't know if the black is even going to work here, but this felt like so Jules that I just had to do it. So let's put the look together.
I don't think I have an attention span for real life anymore.
Okay, Jules, show me what you got for us. This is so much unlike me, but I'm just feeling this need rise up in me to abandon my best friend in a time of need. Maybe when we're both planning on running away somewhere together and then just going and running off in the opposite direction. So that's kind of what I'm planning on right now. Anyway, how do I feel about this fit? Well, let me tell you, it is not a fit I ever would have put together on my own. It's not what I would have thought of. But do I get Jules from this? 100%, absolutely. This big faux fur zip up, this is something she would totally wear to a euphoria party. The crop top with those colors, both of those are 100% up the Jules alley. And the pants are just kind of bonkers. They're also a little bit in a side, they have a little bit of like a 90s almost parachute pant kind of vibe. Maybe it's the fabrication or something. But again, I could see her rocking a kind of throwback type bottom like that. And those shoes, those were a late addition to me. I wasn't sure what shoes I was going to go with. I was kind of thinking a pair of Docs maybe. But when I went with these, I just knew it. These were them. These are pure 90s, like Valley Girl, mall goth throwback shoes. Chunky low tops. It's just something you don't see every day right now. And I think these, especially the color as well, nail it perfectly. So what do you do if you're trying to pull off a Jules fit? Well, just stick with those colors, the pinks, the purples, the neons, things like that. Get a little adventurous with where you're showing skin. Jules is not doing like form-fitting to the same degree that Maddie is and some of the other characters, but she's definitely throwing some skin out there. And finally, get some of those throwback 90s elements in there, because especially like raver elements too, it's all kind of part of this concoction that becomes Jules' style. And she's got a really cool style and one that's very much coming back right now. Next up is Fezco, and this one has to be like the biggest layup for me because look at this, look at these pieces. He's wearing stuff like this from Polo, very 90s color blocked. Also this Supreme, is that Supreme, right? I'm not crazy. This one's Supreme, also crazy color blocked. And who can forget this guy, the cable knit green sweater from Palace. Listen, I'm a sweater guy, so I feel like I'm not gonna have any trouble pulling this off. What about like pants? We can see pictures in stuff like more track pants, kind of nylon types of things. But when he's kind of trying to be dressier, he can go for some slacks or he can go with some jeans. It can go either way. But no matter what it is, I feel like it's going to be a little bit looser fitting potentially. Like he's not the kind of guy that's wearing skinny jeans or anything. And finally, what do we do about shoes? I think it's a no-brainer. Fez is the kind of guy, he's going to be wearing Nikes. Of course he is. That is who he is. We all know a Fezco in real life. Maybe not exactly, but someone like that. So that one, easiest choice of my life, Nike. Okay, let's talk about Fez. I love him. He's just like a classic streetwear boy. We know him, we love him, we all know a Fezco, and we know how he dresses as well. So the first thing, the top, you're gonna see this and right away get like, oh yeah, that's pure Fezco. So this right here is a color blocked fleece sweatshirt from Amy Leon Dore. Little logo action there, yep. You can see the texture in there, red, blue, green, kind of Christmassy, but it's all about that color blocking. He wears this kind of stuff on the show all the dang time. The pants actually took me much longer to land on. I was like trying to figure out like, what kind of jeans would he wear? What would make sense here? But I ended up actually going with shorts. I could totally see him wearing these older, wide leg, slightly drop crotch shorts from Fear of God Essentials. Long drawstring here. When you put them next to each other, it actually really works. The color story, I'm going for it. I'm less confident on these shorts, but you know what? We just got to make a choice here. So let's throw those on and see what happens. And that really just leaves us with the shoes. And to me, Fezco, 100%, it's clear that he's a Nike guy. You know he just wears Nikes all the time. So we've actually got these Dunks. They're SB Dunks. And those colors are so sick right off the bat. But also, you see that right there? These are called the Twin Peaks. Little owl on there. Ooh, babe, look at that. Look at that fit. All right, let's be Fez. Let's get in the zone here.
I like that.
Oh, Fezco. I don't know, I just suddenly feel an overwhelming urge to protect the ones I love. And also maybe murder some people. I'll decide on that second part later, I don't know. So the biggest question mark for me here is the shorts. As I'm looking at this, as I'm wearing them, I feel like Fez is more of a big, long basketball shorts kind of guy if he's going to wear shorts at all. That's just really not my vibe, so I made a tweak. But dude, that Amy Leon Dore fleece, 100%. I'm amazed that he hasn't worn it on this show yet. The producers of Euphoria, the wardrobe workers, what do you call wardrobe artists, they need to get on their game and get this fleece on Fezco. Stat, okay? And I'm still 100% convinced that Fezco would only wear Nikes. Like, does he seem like a Yeezy guy to you? Does he seem like he's all up on Ye's Instagram, bigging him up and ordering the Yeezy STEM player to listen to Donda 2? No, I don't think so. I think he's a Jordan guy. I think he's a Dunk guy. I think he's vibing with some Virgil Off-White The 10 sneakers. That's the vibe I get. So these 100% work in that sense. So I'm pretty happy with how this one turned out overall. So what are my suggestions to you if you're looking to become the Fez? Not the Fonz. Not the Fonz, the Fez, okay? Go for deep colors like these dark blues, greens. Think of that Palace sweater from that episode. Color blocking, make sure those are kind of next to each other in geometric color blocked or striped shapes, any kind of patterns like that. That is the number one tip. Anything beyond that is just a little extra chef's kiss on top. If you get those colors and the color blocking down, you're kind of nailing it right from the get-go. And now, finally, the newest addition to Euphoria in Season 2, Elliot. Now, what does Elliot do? He's definitely got some like Kurt Cobain vibes with this striped knit sweater, very oversized, so he could go in a direction like that. I also noticed that he was wearing a Telfar hoodie here. That's kind of like cut and sew stuff, zip up, dark black. And what about pants? What about shoes? It's actually harder. There are less shots of him that you can find with those. So I've seen this one right here where it looks like kind of like slim black jeans. And again, a kind of Converse or Vans black and white, kind of simple black and white. So he definitely goes for a darker color palette, a bit more rock and roll, I would say. Him and Rue actually have quite similar vibes. So I'm looking forward to putting this one together. And last but certainly not least, let's talk about Elliot. He clearly hasn't been on the show as long, hasn't had as much of a chance to cement his style, but looking through his looks, I've seen him wear Hood by Air, but the thing that stood out to me the most was when he was wearing Telfar. That was a really cool look. So this right here, this Telfar piece feels so Elliot. It's a cut and sew piece, black jersey t-shirt with like collegiate print, and then it's got these cream waffle knit inserts in stripes going down. He's also a guy, he wears stripes, stuff like that, but also very much black kind of color story for him. So this one was the biggest no-brainer so far. For pants, so far he's kept it really simple. So I've got this pair right here of Balenciaga, kind of like worn out, slim black jeans. So really nice denim, I believe Japanese denim, kind of down to a slim leg. Look, I mean, it makes perfect sense. This is just, he's a skater boy. He said, "See ya later, boy." this is his skater boy outfit, you know? From what we've seen so far on the show, Elliot doesn't seem to layer as heavily as some of the other characters, but we do want to keep it kind of somewhat interesting here. So over that Telfar piece, let's throw this MCM sweatshirt vest with the windbreaker hood. Again, keeping that black going along, but just giving some layers, keeping it a little bit more interesting here. And finally, for the shoes, I think, again, he's going to keep it simple. We've seen him wearing like Converse Vans style shoes before. I feel like he's the kind of guy, he's going to wear skate shoes, like tennis shoes, nothing too crazy. So let's throw on these baby blue Golden Goose, the Francie sneakers in suede. I wear these things all the time. I love them so much. So there's our Elliot. Let us become him.
You got a new best friend.
All right, Elliot, my man Elliot, the new addition, the up-and-comer. What do we have here? I don't know. I suddenly feel like a real aggressive itch to sleep with my best friend's girlfriend right now. That's kind of what I'm vibing. That's what these clothes are bringing out in me. So how do I feel about this one? Well, I think I have gotten a little bit more adventurous with the colors than Elliot normally would. He really sticks to dark colors, blacks with some maybe white contrast piped in there, but other than that, he's not getting too crazy with it. So here we've got that hot pink on the vest, we've got a baby blue on the shoes. I don't know if those are Elliot, but I think that the silhouette very much is. And beyond that, the shirt, like, again, wardrobe, where are you? Get this on our mans right away. So if you're trying to get the Elliot vibe out there, what do you need to do? Well, I really think this one actually isn't too hard because this is already a way that many people out there are dressing. If you're kind of a rock and roll punk or even like SoundCloud rap kind of person, this is probably already in your wheelhouse. Stick to dark colors, stick to graphics, stick to kind of streetwear vibing stuff, denim, black denim especially, and you're gonna be good. That's the vibe. Maybe just throw in a little face tat on top for good measure, and you've got it locked down. So I'm done. That's the video. I think we're done here. If you liked what you saw, maybe leave me a like, leave me a comment. Let me know if you want to see more things like this. Take a look at the other video on screen here, subscribe to my channel, like this video, and I'll see you next time.